For those who've never experienced St. Francis, it is just a beautiful school tucked away in Manoa, near Manoa Stream. Tell us about the history of the school.
The school actually started to educate young women who had entered the community following the footsteps of St. Mary Ann. And back then they took girls who hadn't finished high school. Then when the hospital opened on Leo Street, they began accepting girls who didn't want to be nuns but needed a high school diploma to go into the School of Nursing. As the school started to grow, they needed more space. So they moved the St. Francis Convent School, as it was called back then, and it just grew from here.
And then you went co-ed recently.
In 2006, we began to look around, and we're surrounded by K-12 schools. We're looking at the situation, the demographics. We were at that time 6 through 12, all girls. We also had opened a preschool when I first came home. And my message to the board was, this is not going to cut it. We need to do two things. We need to open up an elementary, and we need to go co-ed. Many parents were saying, we love the school, it's perfect, it's beautiful, it's a wonderful place, but I want a spot where I can drop off all of my children.
What are some of the things that make St. Francis unique or special in the private school world?
Well, I think one of the things that we do is we offer the study of a foreign language starting in kindergarten. So the children, the parents actually have to choose between Spanish, Chinese, or Japanese, and they begin studying the language at age 5. So by the time they get up to the high school, we have 8th graders currently taking the level 2 exam, so they'll start at level 3 as 9th graders.
Wow.
So they'll be at level 5 or 6 by the time they graduate. So that's one of the unique things about St. Francis. The other one that keeps coming up with the exiting interviews is the students tell us the Ohana spirit here. They're very happy here, and I'm convinced if you're not happy, you're not going to learn. You got to be happy. Now, are we perfect? Nobody's perfect. Only God's perfect. But our students love being here, and as you walk through the halls, you hear them, they greet you, and then of course we have our brand new fantastic gym, which has been a godsend. And with the gym came the weight room, the band room, the multi-purpose room, and at 2:30, at the end of the school day, that's where the action is. We have an open campus, we have modular scheduling, they're not regimented. Can your child flourish without being constantly watched? We have no bells, because when you get to college, there are no bells. There are other things to consider also, and that's finances. We offer a very affordable tuition and sibling discounts all the way down. So all of these things parents need to look at, and they make the final choice.
So I know as a parent who's gone through this process of applying for private schools with their kids, I think initially as a parent you care about the cost, the class sizes, and then what are the entry level points and how hard is it to get in. So at what levels do you take students and how many do you take at a time?
The first level, the youngest, would be kindergarten, and we only take 20. We only have space for one class. At 6th grade is another big entry level, and we take 2 groups, so that's 40. And at 9th grade we take 4 sections, so that's 80. We don't want to be a huge school. We like being the size we are. My teachers know the students. The students are in classes that range anywhere from 8 to maximum 20, so you can't hide. If you didn't do your homework, you don't know the answer, the teacher's going to know that. And a lot of hands-on. You learn best by what you do. The least of what you remember is what's preached at you. Teachers today have to be all things to all men, because if they've got 20 students in their classroom, they probably have 20 different levels of maturity, of intelligence that they have to appeal to. So they're constantly looking for innovative ways to get the message across. We do a lot of peer tutoring here on the campus. So if you're a member of the National Honor or the Mu Alpha Theta Societies, you must tutor the younger students. If you're in the language program and you're at level 4 or 5 of the language, you're automatically assigned to help those who are just beginning. So you learn best when you start teaching it. And we find that's a very effective program when they have to teach their own. And young people have a way of communicating that very often gets missed when it's teacher to student. And they, they get it because they speak the same language. Trying to teach them to do that so that they can be self-propelled learners all their lives, and going after education, not just, well, I'm going to take this because I need to pass the test. We don't teach to the test. we teach the child. And that's what we attempt to do with all of them.
That's very forward thinking in these days. Mm-hmm. Part of that innovation for you has been a video production course that you've added.
Yes,
too.
We have a teacher who, that's his main job. He also does the yearbook and things, all of that's wrapped up, but they actually learn how to do videos. They do all the video filming on the campus, and it's all student work. And they enjoy it. They love it.
In fact, all of the video or B-roll that you'll see in this piece was all shot by the students. How important in today's times do you think it is for a student to have religion as a part of their education and in their life?
I think it's extremely important. And here at St. Francis, we educate the whole child. It's not just academics, it's the social, the emotional, the athletic, all of this. This is what colleges are looking for, the well-rounded student. And 98% of our students go on to the college of their choice. So we touch all aspects. Every student has to make a retreat from the 5th grade up every year. Every student has to do 100 hours of community service. So we're out, reaching out to the public. And then those who go beyond that, if they do 350 hours, they get a white cord at graduation. And that's available to everybody. You don't have to be a straight A student to get that cord. You just have to care about your fellow people out there. So we touch them in every aspect of their lives. We try to.
I love the emphasis that you put on community service among your students and the accolades they can get at graduation for doing 350 hours or more. What does that mean in the community? What types of activities have students been involved in?
You name it, they've been there, everything. As long as they're doing it for other people and all they're getting is a thank you. Reaching out to others, helping others. You are your brother's keeper, period, you are.
How would you end this sentence? A St. Francis student is?
The St. Francis student is someone who is happy, who loves being in school, who studies hard, who works hard. If you come here, we're going to give you the best possible education we can give you. And you're going to have to meet us halfway to get it.
What are some of your favorite memories of attending St. Francis as a student?
Again, the friendliness. I came from another private Catholic school and it was very strict and regimented. And when I came here, the sisters were just friendly. That has stayed from day one at St. Francis, that real Ohana spirit. Some of the things have changed. When I was a student, skirts were 3 inches below the knee. Now they're 3 inches above the knee. So lots of things have changed. I love it. This is energizing for me. I never dreamt about being head of school here, but I got asked if I would do the job, and I said sure. And the edict was, at that point, we had 270 students in the school, and it was either turn it around or they were going to shut it down. And I said, you're not shutting my alma mater, and the rest is history. This has become my second family.